Okay, the pups are sleeping everywhere, so this is interesting to see how this goes. So, I read this like a month ago. I haven't talked to it because I just don't know what to say. Not that it wasn't good, it's really good. It just leaves you at the end of it like you don't have anything to say about it, and that's really good. I really appreciated that, like, it almost felt like I was reading a newspaper article, like the detachment, but at the same time I was able to draw you in, and you're like, well, I can't stop reading. So, Hellfires Everywhere is listing. It says, so, by the way, watching this, I've never hated a Reese Witherspoon character before. It was hard. In Shaker Heights, a progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Elena Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past. But her obsession will come at unexpected and devastating cost. Hellfires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. I will say I liked the ending more in the series, just because they changed it enough. Well, they didn't change it enough. They changed it, and I really enjoyed it. Because when I got to the ending of this one, it was like, well, no shit, that's what happened. Whereas there's like this empowerment that happens in the series. One thing I really appreciated, and one of my friends appreciated also, is when they're covering the custody trial, you're hearing both sides of the argument. What else went on? It was so good. It just, like, you leave it and there's no words. It's very interesting because in the series, like, Kerry Washington plays Mia, and there's very obviously a racial dynamic, and in the book there wasn't that. So I kept wanting there to be, because it would help everything make sense. It would help it would make it easier, because Mia doesn't seem to have a problem with Lexi using Pearl's name for something, and I'm trying not to spoil what that is, but she should have a problem with it, regardless of whether it's a racial thing, and they, like, not that it's an easy out, but I don't know, I just feel like Celestine was, like, trying to paint that narrative that there's something, not necessarily maybe racially dividing, but something heavily dividing between the pair, and how they're looked at, other than that one is from a big family and the other is a single mother. And especially with that, it just, the whole Lexi thing, it just kind of stopped short because there wasn't something explicitly stated as to Mia being upset, or that Mia should be upset, or anything like that, and I felt it was really brushed over. Because even if it's two white women, to me that's, or two women of the same race, it doesn't really matter if they're white women. But even if it's two women of the same race, if someone else used my daughter's name rather than their own, especially for something that's so politically charged and emotionally charged, I'd be upset. She could have used their last name, she could have done something so that it wasn't her name without attaching that to someone else's identity. Weight of Secrets, I'm like going through the kind of themes that's highlighted. I don't know if it super explored that as much as the show did, because Elena kind of halfway dives into all of it in the series, or in the book. So the biggest thing is like who Pearl's dad is, but it's kind of painted. It's not so jarring as it was in the series. So in the series, you're like, who's this dude? What happened? Why? Like, was she raped? Like, you ask all these questions, and it's just very like, somewhat. I want to say Elena says something to Mia like, that it wasn't okay what she did or whatever, and then immediately Mia fills you in. So I don't know how much the Weight of Secrets plays in, except for with Lexi's secret, because it does kind of unravel everyone. But that's not really, I don't know if that's as pivotal of a moment, or should be as pivotal of a moment as like Pearl's father and all that. Nature of art and identity. Every book is going to talk about identity. And just from an English major, every book talks about identity. I swear. And if not, it's very rare. This one discussed a lot of conflicting identities, I feel like. So we've got Elena's identity where she's very prim and proper, and she's everything that you'd expect of her town, and she's measured, and she's just expected. And then you throw in Mia, who's this wild card, and who's very different, and there's this catalyst from her coming in, and there's this rift that happens because this town is kind of being woken up to the fact that there are different lives in their own. Nature of art. That one just kind of plays into that me as an artist to me. Yeah. Ferocious Pull of Motherhood, yeah, it explores motherhood like throughout it with each of its characters. Whether it's exactly like as a mother's experience of motherhood, and then also as a daughter's experience of motherhood. So Pearl, while she doesn't face any, like, she doesn't tell us like, oh, I want kids or anything, she's coming to terms with that there's different lifestyles than her mother's, and that if she were pregnant, her mother would be like, oh, okay, and it wouldn't be so jarring as like the Richardson family is one of those kids, you know. Danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. I feel like that's just specifically targeting Elena. Because Elena kind of paints this utopian picture that if you do everything a certain way, that life's gonna go how you want it to, and then we slowly start to see all the things that she gave up for that, and it's so idyllic of a statement. I don't know. I feel like I'm tearing apart, but it was really good. I definitely got like, probably got to here, and I was like, I have to finish this. I just said I was finished it. I definitely didn't realize, because I didn't read like the back at all until I'd finished the book, and I was like, oh, it's a real place. So yeah. I think apart from I was gonna say apart from I'll Be Gone in the Dark. I was like, what is it called? I was gonna say apart from I'll Be Gone in the Dark, this is my favorite, but I just love the flat share so much that I can't really say that, so it's probably number 3. fourth books that I've finished. But it's so good. That sounds really harsh, and it's just, I think it's because I was so excited, like, to read The Flatshare and I'll Be Gone in the Dark, and so that built up, whereas this one I was like, oh, I want to read it, and then I got it. So, the excitement didn't get to, like, brew and fester and everything like it had for the other ones, but it was definitely super good. I don't know if I'd read it again. I mean, I want all my friends to read it, but I don't know if I would read it again just because it feels like a one and done kind of book. Whereas, like, I'd reread The Flatshare. Maybe I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which probably might be different from what I said in the videos. But that's what it is. I feel like this one's super short, but I didn't have a whole lot to say when I finished, and I think it's super rare that you finish a book and everything wraps up in a way that you're like just dumbfounded and you don't have anything to say, and I think that's an amazing quality of a book. I'm currently reading The Cunning. About halfway through. And then after that, I'm going to read 11/22/64, which I'm already a little bit of the way through, but that's a massive book. And I started reading it last summer. So, yeah. But it is nice to be, like, working through books. Because I think I talked about this. Like, I was a GT reading kid. I read way above my grade level. I loved reading. I could sit down. I think I sat down and read the first 2 Twilight books in a day, and then I read the last Harry Potter book in, like, a day. And now I couldn't ever imagine doing that. So it's nice to be able to, like, read through a book in a few days, or in a week, or in 2 weeks, and have time to do that after 5 years as, well, I'm English teaching. I'm technically an English major. And that means having a lot of classes where they're like, hey, read this massive book in 2 weeks. And so it's really nice to read at my own pace and on my own schedule and what I want to read. So it is great. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I would read it again. I don't think so. But I do think it's one of those books that's really important that you read. Just because it is rare that everything wraps up in a way that when you're done reading, you're like, well, I have nothing to say about it. Because even To Kill a Mockingbird, like, you have questions and stuff, but I think that is also another, like, you should read it kind of book. Because everyone gets something different out of that book. But this one, I think it's very nice that it's so cut and dry that it's like, this is what it is. Yeah. Hopefully I'll finish Becoming soon, because I've been working on it for a while. Non-fiction's a struggle.